Hi, thanks for tuning in to the 20 Nothing podcast. We're going to be talking about Valentine's Day and being lonely, and hopefully you're listening. To start it off, we're going to switch over to Halen. Halen's going to talk about some movies he likes to watch and some recommendations, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, so this year for Valentine's Day, I'm looking more towards newer, not necessarily popular movies, but they came out within the last year, like around this time last year. The first one is very accessible if you have Netflix. It's called When We First Met. It stars Adam Devine and Alexandra Daddario.
Oh, yeah, I saw promos about that.
Oh, yeah. It's really good. It's a story about a guy who believes he missed his one chance with the love of his life.
Dude,
And-
relatable.
Yeah, right?
That's really relatable.
But yeah, he misses his one chance, and after going, like, he's at her wedding shower pretty much, and getting everything ready to go for that, and he's all sad, he's trashed, and then he ends up at the bar that he works at, and he goes into a photo booth, and at the photo booth, he's in there, and he just, like, passes out or whatever. He's trying to take a picture, and he says, oh, I wish I could go back and fix it, and then all of a sudden he ends up on that day. He's in his old house, his old apartment. He's like, what the fuck's going on? You know, and he realizes it's his second chance to be able to fix everything. But, of course, just like any other movie that has a 2-hour runtime, he keeps messing up. And throughout the movie, he starts to figure out all these different things. Like, he realizes the things that finally got her, but it's not the person that he is, and he's upset about it. And then he ends up finding out something bigger that he should have been focused on the entire time.
Being yourself, huh?
I'm not gonna spoil it, but like honestly, you should be
That
yourself.
ultimately just sounds what it's supposed to be.
Most of the time, that's the plot of any romantic movie. Is
Basically.
You have to love yourself first.
Isn't that what Justin Bieber was telling you to go do?
Oh.
All right.
Don't ever say that to me again.
My other movie I've seen like 5 or 6 times. I saw it twice in theaters. Oh yeah, I know Louise saw this. Love, Simon. Remember we went and saw it?
Oh, is that the one about the
You guys went on a date? Oh, okay.
No, we went and saw it with a friend.
guy that comes out of the closet, right? The
Yeah.
high schooler? Yeah.
Yeah. So in this movie, Simon, he's secretly gay, and he still hasn't told anybody about it. And he figures out there's like this little blog that goes around the school called Creek Secrets, and there's a kid that's coming out on there, but he goes by a code name, and his code name is Blue. And so Simon's like, oh, okay, there's another gay kid. I'm gonna start messaging him, you know, and hopefully trying to, you know, not really necessarily start a relationship, but to kind of understand what it is to be gay and hopefully becoming more confident in himself to come out. But as the story progresses, him and Blue start pretty much falling in love for each other, and he keeps finding different people in his school that he thinks it is, and then something bad happens that he's like, oh no, it's not him. So like each person, as they take over the role of Blue, the voiceovers for that person becomes that person. But then when he doesn't think it's them, it just goes back to a generic voice.
Huh.
Which I think is really cool.
That sounds like a really good concept.
It is a really good concept.
It's really good movie.
It's like
Really good concept.
any old John Hughes movie, like a Ferris Bueller, you know, Pretty in Pink, one of those movies. It's like that, but modern day.
It's kind of weird to think about. It's
yeah,
like falling in
well-
love with letters.
Well,
Yeah,
pretty
pretty
much,
much, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's falling in love with this person that he's talking to, but he can tell that they're being genuine because he's also being genuine. But throughout it, there's a whole subplot that almost blows everything up for him.
Uh-oh.
So, and from there, like, I don't want to spoil the movie.
Yeah, don't.
Because I
I mean,
totally
prefer
suggest
not
you
to
guys
spoil.
watch it.
I mean, you pretty much just like set it up like.
I set it up that, but I didn't tell you what happens.
It's like
I
just
mean,
like
it's
a
good.
like a basic summary.
Yeah.
That's a synopsis.
It was really good.
Is that what a
It's
synopsis
like Spark
is?
Notes,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
movies.
Wasn't
Yeah,
good at
Spark-
English.
Yeah.
Movie notes.
Yeah.
And I think Danny had another movie that he wanted to talk about that wasn't so lovey-dovey and
Mine's more
sappy.
on the sad side if you like sad movies for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
I don't think any of you guys have watched Eternal Sunshine,
No,
No,
I
I've
haven't.
never seen it.
but basically it's about this guy and he's in love with a girl, like all romance movies, right?
Except
And-
Love Simon, or whichever one you just
I
He's in love with a guy?
Whoa.
I don't want to get into it too much so I don't spoil anything, but
Yeah.
the plot revolves around things not working out between him and the girl, and there's this company that pretty much, it's hard to explain. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's basically him going back through the relationship and seeing where things went wrong and trying to fix it, I guess, as it goes.
Will I cry?
You might cry.
Yeah, same.
I kinda
Last
love
time we told Jeremy he'll cry during a movie, he didn't, and he got pissed.
Every time we tell you something sad, I think you expect it to be like heartbreak.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
heartbreak.
cry
Like I'm gonna cry in the
hours.
corner. Like
I think if
I'm
you
expecting it.
if you tell someone that you might cry, it kind of it all depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like
I think.
I mean, I bawled
I think
with
it's
July
sad.
in April towards the end, so I don't know how you will.
I'm still watching it. I don't.
I think
haven't
Eternal
gotten to it yet.
Sunshine's a pretty sad movie. It's up
Okay.
there with one of.
Because honestly, lately, when I see like sad shit like in films or movie, like it just gets to me now. Like I would never cry. At
Gotta be in
anything.
tune with your feels.
Like I would never cry at anything, and then like now it's just like,
No.
like everything's out.
Okay. However, I did cry in this movie we went to go watch. When was it?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. I was blanking for a second.
Yeah, it was Thursday.
What was it called again, Halen?
I want to eat your pancreas.
It's a pretty cool name.
Did you
It
forget what
sounds
it was
weird.
called?
No, like the complete name of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Oh,
what
you
it was
forgot.
called.
Okay.
I knew it had.
I thought you
pink
just
in
wanted
it.
him to say it.
I just wanted. I didn't want to butcher
I have
it.
the most soothing voice out of all of us. What's wrong with that?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. No.
ASMR time.
But you want to give us a synopsis for that one?
Okay. So,
Because that would be my
You don't
my
remember it?
movie recommendation.
yeah.
For
I'd say.
pretty
The
much
main-
everyone.
Really?
Well, anyone that's like an anime fan.
Yeah, it is. Well, you probably should have said.
Oh,
that.
yeah, it's
it
an
is
anime
anime.
movie.
Yeah, it was a really what would you? I wouldn't say heartwarming, like heart wrenching story.
I think
It was-
eye-opening.
That was the only movie.
Eye opening. There you go. I like
The
that.
only
So-
movie that I actually cried.
Yeah, it took me
Legit
up. It took
cried.
me
You
up.
bawled, yeah.
Yeah.
In the movie, the main character, we just call him Me for now because you figure out his name and that's like a big plot point.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
He, fine, sorry. He meets this girl, Sakura was her name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, he meets her at the hospital, and he because she left her book and her book fell, and he loves books, so he picked up the book and wanted to see what it was, and it was essentially this girl's like diary about death. And she thought it would be a good idea for her to write down all these things as she's dealing with pancreatic cancer. And so, like, throughout it, and he's the only person that knows. She hasn't told any of their classmates. Like, her parents know, of
And
course.
this dude's a
but-
straight loner. Like,
Yeah,
no
he's-
friends, no girlfriend
He's
ever.
the definition of introversion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
His reasoning for it is, like, it makes you think a lot about introverts and that, but I don't want to go too much into it because I think it's
Would be
a
reaching
movie that is
spoiler.
best
Yeah.
experienced
Right.
by watching it, not by somebody telling you about it.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much the movie is about her wanting to do all these things before she dies.
Mm-hmm.
And she keeps finding all these things that she wants to do it with him because he's the only person that knows about her dying.
Also, we didn't talk about it before, but I think one of the big messages from it is how every choice you make matters, even if you don't think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like towards the end, when they're talking about every choice he made and why they got to where they got to, it's like it's pretty eye opening to see how him thinking what he was going to do he didn't think what was going to happen, but he still made the choice, and
Yeah.
he realized it's what he wanted, even though he didn't know it
Yeah,
at the
I think-
time.
A main point was you make your own choices.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't think about it, you're choosing to do something. Like, you choose to hang out with certain people. You choose to, do certain activities with people. Like, it's your choice.
They matter.
Pretty
They
much.
do matter. Yeah.
More than you
It
think.
did. That was one of the only movies that hit me hard. Like,
Well, there's a lot of different messages in it.
There is a lot of
that are
different
super
messages.
important
uh,
to think about. Besides just love story.
I had to think about a lot of things through it just because I kept getting lost. And it was a great movie. I'm really excited to watch it.
There was a very funny scene if you don't remember
Which
in the
was that?
hotel.
Oh,
yeah.
spoilers.
Sam. Oh my gosh. Get
I
busted
think the
up.
one good thing about that movie was that
The one
It-
good thing.
no, it's like the big like eye opener is like they immediately tell you that she's dying.
Yeah.
And like after that, it's just like it's the big old plot like point right there, but like around everything is like she's trying to do all these happy things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everything's like happy, and she's like trying to get him,
Yeah, but you know, this being a Valentine's Day special episode and us talking about movies, I was gonna go into some of the dates I've had, especially movie dates.
Were they good?
They were decent. Like,
Yeah.
The ones that I did have, we really didn't watch the movie.
Oh,
One of those days.
There was one I watched it when it came out,
yeah.
and like I already seen it.
Did you like it?
I wasn't watching it, so
It's
That's
on
not
the
the point
movie,
of
though.
this episode on if we liked it.
no.
I mean-
I'm just talking about
I
dates
know.
right now. But
Oh, okay. Sorry.
those. I think I've only had pretty much 2 movie dates, but I mean, I really wasn't watching the movie at that
Do
point.
you want to tell us about it?
Is there a lot to tell, or is
Or was
it
it just
that
a
we
date?
kind of put 2 and 2 together?
Yeah, you guys can put 2 and 2 together.
Okay.
4.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like when I try to do a movie date, like I'm more focused on the movie than the actual
I
person.
agree.
Like with me, like if it's a really good movie, I'll be more invested in the movie than the actual.
No,
person.
I agree. If I'm going to go see a movie and we choose out the movie specifically, it's like I want to go see it. Like,
Yeah.
No, but I think I just choose movies I've already watched.
okay,
I will be honest, there were times where I picked movies I didn't really care that much about watching for movie dates, so I could just, like, fool
Hold
around,
hands.
I guess, yeah. But, if there was a movie I really wanted to see and I wanted to go for a date so they could see it as well, then we paid attention. We're not horrible people.
I just remembered the last movie date I went to was Christopher Robin. Remember?
I haven't seen that
The Winnie
yet.
the Pooh
The
one?
Winnie
I
the
haven't seen
Pooh one.
Is that the
Yeah.
live
That
action
one,
one?
yeah, that
Was it
one was
good?
actually a pretty good movie.
Okay,
I
that's
liked
all I
it.
wanted to
It was
know.
funny.
It's on my list.
I really enjoyed
Have you
it.
guys seen Mary Poppins?
No.
Okay.
I haven't even seen like the original Mary Poppins.
Same.
Back to your date, though.
No, it was just like I think actually it was just 3 that I've had. That was
Just
the most
3
recent one.
movies.
But
What's your, if you had to pick an ideal Valentine's Day date, what would it be?
kind of hard to say. I mean, other than like cliche stuff, like it would be like movie and a date. Like
Movie and a date.
movie and
Movie
dinner.
is the date.
Movie.
The movie's the pre-date.
Yeah.
And then we go see another movie for the actual date, double feature, and then we get dinner, but it's like 12, so we go to McDonald's.
The Village.
Yeah. Village is where you would go?
Yeah, that's where I've been going for most of my dates.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of stuff you can do there. There's a lot of sightseeing.
It's a cornucopia of everything there, basically.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good word, cornucopia.
Except it's always crowded.
I don't like
I
that.
Culture,
don't like
man.
that.
You are a man of culture.
Other dates. I'm trying to think of like the worst date I've had.
I like that whole what's your perfect date kind of idea.
Yeah, you guys.
I'd
can
like
go
to
ahead.
expand on that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think I'm kind of in the same boat with Jeremy going to see a movie. Like, because if you go see a movie first and then do dinner afterwards, then that you can talk.
True.
You have something to talk about.
True.
Like, yeah, there's still the whole, like, getting to know each other point. But in this day and age, we text people. You know, we find people on the internet or we meet them randomly. But what do we do first if we want to continue? We ask for their phone number.
Yeah.
So we've been talking to them already, and we are already knowing all these things. So the best thing to talk about at dinner is the movie you just saw, and then see what kind of person both of you guys are. So I think that would be a good place to start. But from there, like, I can't really come up with a lot of good ideas. Like, mini golf is a good cliche.
Yeah, I would think of
good
some, but
date.
they're more
For-
like
are we
they're more
talking
like
first
serious
date?
relationships. Yeah, I
Okay.
would.
Ooh, for
First
first
dates.
date?
First dates, it'd be like dinner and a movie. But like
Yeah.
serious, actual like serious. Been dating this person for a while. Probably like drive out into like the middle of nowhere and just like look at the stars or something.
That's always nice.
It-
Yeah.
It's, mostly it's all just cliched at this point. Like I want to be original,
Yeah.
but I can't
It's,
do it.
there's nothing
Like-
wrong with being a hopeless romantic, though. You can want
That's
cliche things.
But what about you? What's your
Me?
perfect?
Are we talking first date, getting to know someone, or just like a?
But we can talk about both.
I think
I would say just in general, like what would your ideal, like what would you do for your ideal date?
Ideal day? I think doing something outside where you can talk and see some nice sights. I've always been a fan of picnics.
ooh,
I
that's
mean,
good.
if there was more stuff around here, I'd really appreciate
Like,
it.
just
Well, I mean,
Like,
making-
there is, but you just gotta go out there. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Like,
but
you
you
have to
gotta
actually
really
get
do your
out.
research.
Yeah. Like if there was like museums, definitely I would take them there.
Stuff like that's always nice. Yeah. I don't know. I like making things together, or just for me, it's just the amount of time you spend together. As long as it's quality time, I mean, it's fine.
Like
But
painting class?
painting class would be fun, or doing like
pottery?
a pottery, or
Yeah,
painting,
that would be a lot of fun.
you know, painting something together.
I don't know.
Arts and
I couldn't
crafts.
do that.
You don't
on
like
first
that?
date 'cause they
No,
just make
I'm
fun
not
of me.
saying-
They
But
make
see,
fun of how bad
that-
at art
I think
am.
that's fine though, because banter back and forth, and you can know each other's
yeah,
sense of
We've
humor.
kind of transitioned from
gotta
first
get to
dates to
open up.
just ideal dates because I think all of us would probably do the same first date.
Probably
Yeah.
movie and talking.
Movie, bowling, mini golf,
Walk.
something like that. That's just those are like easy for.
Yeah.
Not, well, I wouldn't say easy, but it's like we're doing something together. Kind of
I have a really cliche one that I've seen online that I want to do. It's like where you get a pickup truck or something, and you put like
Oh.
mattresses or blankets in the back, and then you
Yeah.
go out to the country and look at the stars.
That's what.
Yeah,
that was the
that's-
idea that I was kind of.
See, that's my cliche
I
one
still
if
have
I
a
do.
truck. Like
Yeah,
we could
it's
just lay on the roof of my car. Like,
kind of
it's not
expensive.
much.
What would your ideal date be, Luis?
I mean, ultimately, for me, I'm very competitive, so I would just want to do stuff that like I would want to see from like if she has that same kind of fire, or just like and just kind of like throw shots at each other. Like I would like do bowling.
Throw
for-
shots at each other.
I would honestly
Like
like
batting cages.
like I would do anything, I guess sport related or just something that like would be fun.
But what if she's not into sports?
Oh well, no, I'm just
You
kidding.
wouldn't date her.
I would
Call
honestly,
it
I would
off.
honestly
It's
do like,
over.
It's
I would
over.
honestly do like just something fun, anything, and then like do lunch or whatever. Like I'm not very like
Now is that your first date or is that
pretty
like?
much.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing too: if it's gonna be your first date, do you let her choose or do you decide? Like, do you want to show that I'm gonna show you, or like I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do? Like, because I think
I feel
certain
like
girls
we have
like
to-
guys that take charge.
I
and
think
say,
girls
"We're
like
gonna go do
initiative.
stuff." Yeah.
If guys aren't
Yeah.
putting in effort,
Especially
I
from
mean,
the
like,
first date.
For me, I'd lay it out. Like we can do a couple of these things, but it's up to you. Like I'd lay out
Pretty
like
much.
2 or 3 things, but then I'd let them choose between those.
Here's
2 or
some
3
bullet
things.
points. Pick what you want.
Yeah,
Pick your own
what you want.
adventure.
I mean, choose your own adventure.
Ultimately, that's how I do it.
that's like, have you guys seen that penny date idea where you pick like a random number and you flip a penny, and if it lands on heads or tails, you turn left or right depending on.
Oh wow, dude, that's actually
So yeah, you get to a
kind of
stop.
like a sweet thing.
Yeah, you
That's
get.
a good way to get lost.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
too.
it's like-
But that-
Let's say you
let's
do
try and
10
think of this
10
romantically.
At the end of 10 turns, you end up like at a random establishment and you do the date there.
I hope I end up
Some
at a crack
abandoned
house.
factory.
Yeah, you just have a day like squatting in it or something. Watch a movie there.
Squatters' rights, dude.
Absolutely.
We just stay there for 2 weeks and it's our house. We're married now.
What else?
I do want to bring up something.
Yeah, go
Bring it
ahead.
up.
Go for it.
What are your guys' thoughts on Netflix and chill?
It's honestly stupid.
I think it's
You think
it's
it's
an
dumb?
outdated meme at this point, but I think
What you're
just
asking
saying
me
like, oh,
meme-wise
you
or,
want to
like, would I do
come
it?
over and watch Netflix? Like, would you ever ask a girl to do that, like first date or?
Oh,
First
I guess maybe
date?
for like a one night stand, I guess,
No.
but I don't ever see myself like as a one night stand
I find
kind of
myself
guy.
a man of class.
What do you do? HBO and hump?
Pretty much. I don't know.
High quality
High
television.
quality.
Yeah.
my kind of date. It's DQ Chill and Grill.
Okay, I figured we all had like the same kind of thoughts on that. I think it's a little trashy
For-
just to say,
for
let's
a
Netflix
first
and
date,
chill.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are like.
Unless you're both on the same page and you both know you're not gonna date. And you just
Yeah,
wanna
if this is
go.
kind of like a Tinder type deal, yeah, just have them come over to your house. You watch a
hey,
movie, see
you
where
want to
things
come watch
goes.
anime?
Anime?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Have How to Train Your Dragon on just.
Dude, yeah.
You don't
if
wanna
you don't
come
like
play
this movie, you
Smash?
can leave. Yeah, where's your Switch?
I thought you wanted to play Smash Bros.
Oh my gosh. What was I going to talk about? I think more. I was going to segue into like worst dates. I don't know if you guys.
War?
Worst.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, what do you think I said?
I'd have to
War.
think.
War dates?
War states.
Worst?
Worst.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad.
Worst dates.
Yeah, if you, I'd have to think about it. You can come back to me on that.
I'm really trying.
Do you have one at the top of your head that's just aching to get out?
No, not
Have
really.
you ever
Most
had
of
a
them are
date
just
that
like.
bad?
Most of them are just like, I like this person, and then they just end up not liking me.
And
Yeah,
just ghost
I
you.
can't think of anything that was bad because like everything that was a bad date was probably like a movie date. Like we've been dating for 7 months, but let's go see a movie. It's like I have no good ideas. Then again, we were in high school. I had $20 a week to be able to go do something. I'm like, all right,
What
let's
the
go see a
hell?
movie.
Dude, I was a freaking hopeless romantic stuck on one chick in high school.
Yeah.
Actually, a couple crushes, but like mainly one person in high school that didn't even go to our high school.
Right. Yeah,
that
you
was
didn't.
tough. That
Yeah.
was difficult.
Well, how many of us actually dated in high school?
I didn't. I
I
actually.
don't think any of
I'm,
us.
I'm gonna get
I
real
did.
on this
Oh,
podcast.
you did.
I
Yeah,
did. Me
you
and
did.
Luis
I
did. I know that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I remember you did. Did you date?
I didn't date. No.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
date. in
I
high
mean,
school.
I had one that was like a couple months, and then she got into an accident.
Ooh,
Huh?
Ooh.
I think I remember that.
What?
Oh, okay. Like we don't have to go into it.
No.
Well, no.
I mean, honest, like
But it happened.
I
But-
really liked her, but
Do you regret anything about it? Are you happy that it happened, or because I'm sure you're probably upset by the way it ended? in a
pretty
way.
much. I wish we just could have like, I guess, worked it out towards the end. How like
But at the same
the
time,
event happened,
though,
but
at the same time, though, aren't you happier that it ended earlier? Because if it had kept going and you guys still weren't on the same
True.
page, it would have felt like wasted time.
I guess logically, yeah.
I think I lied.
Say so.
You lied?
Yeah, I
Why would you
lied.
lie?
Ooh.
Do you guys remember that girl I went to prom with? That I got set up
Senior
with?
prom?
Yeah, and then we dated
I
afterwards.
wasn't a part of. I
I
wasn't a
think
part of
so.
your group, so I
Oh,
don't
I
remember.
think so.
Yeah, you weren't.
I went to
You
prom.
went
With,
prom?
I went to
Our
prom
prom?
with
Yeah,
other
yeah.
friends.
The one where we
We,
rented
we
the
rented
limo?
a limo,
We were
remember?
the only ones who rented a limo.
Right.
We just wanted to flex on people.
We did.
Oh, and the
You-
famous quote.
That was the first flex.
That was a
happened
good
in our friend
flex.
group.
That was a pretty good flex.
Like no one
Because-
else showed up with a limo.
Because we kept it a surprise. We didn't tell them that we were going to rent one. We just showed up to the
yeah, and then I
to the
then I
school
said something
parking lot.
stupid.
The famous quote.
Oh, the
that
famous
Robbie
quote.
Spoken.
Can we get that one more time, Jeremy?
Oh, what was it? Oh, you girls happy?
Girls happy?
And, like nobody said anything. It was just extremely.
I think I
That
saw
was
the
our
video
that was our
clip.
first like group meme.
That
I
was.
think, was
That is the oldest meme we
that
had.
is our yeah.
You girls happy?
It's kind of sad that that only came in senior year because we've all
Yeah.
been friends for so long.
I can't think of anything else. But, oh wait, the Meyer. That was big for a while.
Oh yeah, that was before like we were really good friends with Jeremy though.
That
That
and
was
the
more
whole-
middle school.
Yeah, that and the whole middle
freshman
school.
Yeah, I
year,
went to a
Shit
different
that
middle school
happened.
than you guys.
Yeah,
except
you
for
did.
sixth grade, I went to the same middle school as you guys, but then I moved. to
Yeah,
different
well,
ones.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
because they
right.
split the schools up.
Yeah, they split the schools up.
Yeah, we all stayed together.
Were
I
you
didn't
gonna
even
say
meet Luis until like second semester.
probably.
maybe.
But I
You
forgot.
said you lied.
I did lie. I did date someone towards the end of senior year.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
Okay, but
But
wouldn't
I don't
really
think that
consider
counts.
Like I dated like
Throughout.
through high school.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like
All I
near the
did through
end
high
or
school was
the
read
Yeah,
and have
Wow.
crushes and read.
sounds a lot like that movie we saw.
I just
Wow.
I
I read and then I would go home and I would do my homework and play video games
would go
and
to
I would
church.
do it again.
Was there a reason why you never dated? You just never thought about it? Or you just
because
would
I
rather keep to yourself.
that and I couldn't muster up the courage to talk to anyone.
Oh,
Right?
I
Isn't
get
that
There
isn't
was
that
a-
like how it is? Like you couldn't muster it up, but now if you were to go back, you'd be like, "That's no problem." Like,
Well,
I
yeah, now
passed.
looking back at it, it was dumb, but I mean, I still get that
Yeah.
same angst.
Even now, you're just like, I can't.
I'm
go
always
to a person."
angsty.
Yeah, I definitely have a couple regrets for certain people I didn't.
I think we all do.
I mean, there was I think two that I had. One wasn't that much regret. I just didn't know about it until afterwards. It was like,
Ooh.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's the worst pain possible.
yeah,
Yeah.
there was
right there in that boat with you.
no, there was two that I didn't know until afterwards. One was a foreign exchange student that I didn't even know had a crush on me until after like she left.
We had a foreign
But that-
exchange student.
That was from my church.
Jeremy,
Oh,
I love
okay,
you.
okay.
Yeah, there was that I
Some
didn't know
European
until
girl.
somebody said
I was
that. I'm
gonna
like,
say
why?
I don't remember us having one.
And then there was, I think another one that I'm still kind of friends with, but like legit didn't know about it until somebody's like, "Oh yeah, that person had a crush on you." I'm like, "For real? How come I didn't know?"
Big oof, right?
Big Eep.
yeah, big
Eep.
eep. Oh,
No.
but there was, you know how I was talking about the one person that I crushed on in high school?
Yeah.
Like I didn't speak to that person for like a while, but when I did, like after like I would say 2 or 3 years of like not talking to him, like I ended up talking to him and said like, you know what happened, because it was a big falling out we can get into another time, but
Absolutely.
one of the main reasons yeah, we'll get into it on a different podcast. But one of the main reasons was like they told me, "Hey, you didn't ask me." Like they said that they were like thought about it and like wanted to, but I for some reason just didn't ask them. And
Oh, okay.
Was it because you weren't confident in yourself?
yeah, that was a big thing. I mean, like if like back in high school, I was heavier.
I know I was skinnier in high school.
Well, either way, I didn't feel that confident in myself. But like looking back at it now, I'm like, dude, I could have just asked him out, and it would have been easy.
Yeah,
But-
confidence really is key. The two relationships I was in high school, one was super straightforward.
did
like they just
we mentioned
told
that
me.
we're all single and like freaking.
Oh no,
no,
yeah, we
no,
never
no.
mentioned that.
Yeah, we're all single.
We're all lonely losers, everybody.
Hey, slide in our DMs.
No,
Please.
When I was in high school, both relationships, one was like super straightforward. Just told me that they liked me. You know, we tried for a minute. It just didn't work out for some reason. I don't really remember. It was so long ago. But the other one, it was like we just started talking as friends, and we were going to hang out, and then we were going to make it like a big group thing. But then as each person kept dropping out, I was like, well, I kind of wanted to just be me and you. So I kind of turned it into a date, but then Danny ruined it.
Oh, yeah, I was
And
kind of
invited a friend to go because Danny was going to come crash it with a friend, but then Danny didn't show up.
Dude, I was a dick.
So our other
Oh,
friend
man.
was just there with me while I was on a date.
Damn.
And he left immediately after. Because, of course, what did we do? First date, we went and saw a movie. No, immediately
Do
after
you remember what movie?
It was I Am Number 4.
Oh my gosh!
Movie was
why?
garbage.
Why would you go watch
I was
that?
I really wanted to see it.
What was
Number one.
that?
It was, I don't even remember.
like
I
a
just
super-
It
remember
was
being garbage.
stupid. It was hot
Yeah.
garbage.
I've heard
Really?
that the books are
Yeah.
really good, but it was a bad film adaptation.
I don't even remember it.
But as we were there, like, because me and him, we were there already, and my date showed up late. And so I was, like, sitting in the middle of the theater, and I think she was at the back for almost half the movie.
Oh, God.
And then finally noticed that I was there, because I kept looking around, like, did I get stood up? You know?
Oh.
I was scared, but then she showed up. It ended up being a pretty good date after he left, because it was so awkward. You know, it's like, oh, yeah, we're going to make this a big group thing, and then the other person that was supposed to be there doesn't show up. And then the other friend feels bad because he ruined my first, like, real date I had ever been on.
I never even planned on going.
I know you didn't, and I told him that. I was like, no, you guys don't
Freaking
go,
young
and then he
Danny.
still showed up. Yeah.
I was mean.
Freshman year, man. But
Did I start meeting like? What was it? Reunite with you guys freshman year or what?
I think it was between freshman and sophomore.
I want to say sophomore.
I think it might have been
Was it
sophomore.
sophomore?
That's what I want to say, but I could be wrong.
Because I know you guys since like
Since
Freshman.
middle school.
I
Well,
didn't see Jeremy.
I was
until,
friends
like,
with
junior.
you in middle school. I don't think you were very good friends with Danny yet. Because, well, no, all of us had English together in 8th grade.
Oh, yeah, that's when I
Because
did
8th grade, I had every class with
I
Danny
don't
except for
remember having that many
science.
classes with you guys. I remember having what was it?
We had science together, right? 1 year? Biology?
I'm gonna have to just remember a whole bunch. Yeah, but then we also had like what was it, social studies or government or something.
You might have been in one of my history classes. I don't remember,
Yeah.
man. That was so long
That was
ago.
senior year though.
We can have one of the.
Oh yeah,
episodes be,
we did have government. We were friends. We were good friends by senior year, though.
Yeah.
We were
What
finally
would you say?
Oh, I was gonna say one of our future episodes can be the history of us meeting.
the history
and
of the
being
20
friends.
nothing
How we all met.
podcast.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That question just popped in my head. So do you? This is like for all the whole Valentine's Day thing, but do you think girls put a lot of pressure on guys to have like the best Valentine's Day ever?
Ooh.
Depends on
the
person.
girl.
Yeah,
depends on the person.
that-
Like, I feel like-
like any person in general.
Like I feel like your general girl wouldn't have that much expectations, but nowadays it's like
If you're in a relationship, I think the effort you put out, because like especially with us being adults, quote unquote,
Adults.
us being adults, if we were in a relationship, we would show enough care and love to them in general that Valentine's Day would just be like, oh, let's do something at least special, like go out to a nice dinner or something like that. Not like
I don't have that
I
kind
bought
of-
you a giant teddy bear,
Right.
in a
Like-
bouquet of flowers that like you did in high school.
yeah.
I never did that. That was stupid.
It also depends on how materialistic you are and how your love language affects what you want in a person. Like some people do want you to buy them things constantly, and they like gifts and they like this and that. but you might be with someone who likes affection or words
just
or
wants your
just
time.
comfort,
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
quality time.
That would be the
there's
best.
there's a lot of I think there's a lot of things at play, but
And that's something more I would like is somebody that just wants to spend time with me. You know, I don't really want someone that's just like in it for, you know, like physical attraction and stuff. Because I'll admit it, I'm not the best looking guy.
what are you talking
In my
about?
opinion.
Even if you were like, you
There's my
aged.
crush confidence. Yeah.
You aged, and
I don't-
your appearance is not going to last. Even if you are like the
Yeah.
hottest person
Yeah.
alive, it's not going to last.
Everybody does have different views on like that 1 to 10 scale. But I just think I would rather have somebody like me for my personality and know, like, yeah, because I am funny, I can be charming. Like, I sound really narcissistic right now.
Hey, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're really
Yeah.
a big well of knowledge
I
when it comes
think-
to pop culture. So.
I think we're all pretty funny and pretty nice. I mean,
We all have
I'll-
good boyfriend qualities, but I think it's
I don't want to be sold on this podcast.
Yeah, okay.
No, I don't want to be like, hey,
We're
bro,
all
this
boyfriend
is good
material.
quality.
No, I'm not saying. Well, like
Someone snag
anybody,
him.
anybody is boyfriend or girlfriend material, but I think it depends on the time and age that you're at that you realize what you really want. We might have realized what we want, like in a wife or a mother to our future children now, but you know, a woman that we are interested in may not see us in the same vein yet.
I'm gonna be real for a second.
Ooh,
Like at this
Have
time,
you not
like,
been real?
At my age, yeah, I haven't been real.
Okay.
No,
We're all
like,
liars.
right now, at least at this point in my life, I kind of prefer not to have one.
a
A
girlfriend?
girlfriend.
Yeah.
I feel like right now I'm at the age where like I can do whatever I want, and I really wouldn't want to like have somebody like I'd have to talk to about like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and like I have to either invite you or like
So you don't want to worry about someone.
I don't
right now.
want to have to worry about somebody at this point. At least for like until like we go to Japan or something, but. But after that, I'd be like, all right, tie me down. But like, I want to be a free spirit.
Okay, no, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, it makes it really easy for us to plan whatever we want to do when you are single.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's really nice to be with somebody that does understand that you need your own space,
Yes.
you need your own time to be with your friends and stuff like that. Because me, I'd want that so I can go hang out with my different friend groups, but I want them to have the same thing. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, Saturdays for the boys, kind of stuff like that. But if I say, oh, I want to go hang out with my friends, I want it to be okay. And then she has the opportunity to go hang out with her friends too. And I would totally be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'll stay home and watch a movie.
Absolutely.
Or if she wants,
No,
she
I'm
can
just I'm just
hang out
saying
with
that
you.
I'm not in a rush to get into it. But
Yeah.
Yeah. We're young.
True.
No, I was just saying how if she also wants to come with Halen to hang out
Oh,
with us,
yeah.
too.
If she's cool with my friends, I would love that. But I totally understand if it's guy time.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm not going to tell her, oh, it's dude time. You're not allowed.
No,
We're
'cause it's out
going to
before,
drink
boys.
beer and watch
You're not a
football.
thrasher.
Yeah.
our group name.
Yeah, right. No, I'm never gonna tell her that. But if it ends up being a point where I'm like, you know what, I just want to hang out with just the guys, I would hope that they would understand that,
Yeah.
you know, and be okay with it. I'm not gonna tell them this has to be just my time. If she wanted to come, I would ask my friends and say, hey, is it okay if she comes and not?
No.
And if she says, if they say no, and I'm like, well, that's kind of rude, I would just stay home.
Go
Hey,
fuck
that's
Make
fair.
it easy,
Okay,
yeah.
That's fair.
Because
No,
you
I'm
should be
kidding.
able to say no.
Any
To
girl
doing
that
something
like
whenever
actually
you
likes
want.
you guys, I would legit go out of my way to make sure that they keep liking you. Like,
Hey, as long as they're
legit.
good for you. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel ultimately like it's hard to find a girl like that.
you think
Like
so?
just someone like genuine like that is like she'll give you your time and then you know that's
I
You-
feel,
do you
I feel like
think-
maybe, but it's more of like you have to go out of your way and not go out of your way.
like
but,
you really have to
and
go out
look.
there.
Like
Do
go out and
you-
look. Like make it an adventure. Go out and look.
Do you think finding a girl who understands is hard, or
I think ultimately like
ultimately? I think it all
that.
depends
Like
on
someone that
communication.
understands like what you want to do and accomplish in life, and then she knows that you understand that.
I disagree
wants.
only because I think it all comes down to communication. And if you communicate what you want from the beginning and she communicates what she wants, then
Yeah.
you'll both come to a mutual understanding.
Yeah. I think-
Because not everyone is going to be completely one-sided. It's all about compromise.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like, what do you guys like want out of a relationship? Like, you want to have kids at a certain age, or like, like, what's your plan? Like, date? Like for
Spread
me,
my
I know I
seed.
want to date for like a couple years and then like go from there. But
I'm not. In both my past relationships, I kind of rushed into things just because I was so excited. But I think now that I'm older, I can wait on things like that. I'm not trying to say, like, give myself a timetable. Like, I need to have kids when I'm 30. You know, I need to have 3 of them. Like, I'd love to have kids at some point. You know, right now I know that I would rather not be a father just because I know that I'm not the best.
You already are.
I just know that I'm not the best version of myself yet, and I'm getting there. I don't think I'm father material at this point.
I don't think we'll ever be the best version of ourselves, though.
Daddy.
Oh my god!
Stop.
Honestly, your dad jokes are on point though.
I do have good dad jokes.
True.
Well, I can admit that. I think I would end up being a really good.
You'd
dad
be a
at
cheesy
some point.
dad.
Yeah,
Very.
I would love to have.
Do you smother your kid with pop culture and comics and stuff?
Yeah, no. Well,
That's what my
wrestling.
dad did.
comics. I
Like,
don't
legit,
read
that's what my dad
comics.
did. So.
Yeah, I would.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I don't read comics.
Halo
Admit all of
wrestled
this.
them.
I'm about to leave.
Yeah, I watch wrestling. That's all I do.
Just suplex them.
You know, what's that movie that you like to watch? Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah,
It's like
this is the first movie you're
like when
watching.
like the son's like, "What is that, Dad? You don't know what that is. You're not my
Yeah,
son."
You're not my son. You don't like Scott Pilgrim. You don't think Ramona Flowers is the best woman ever.
Okay, get out of here.
Yeah, right.
Don't you start.
I do love that movie, but I don't live in that movie.
Good.
Who's your guys' like movie crush then? Because I want to pick Ramona Flowers and steal
I'll
it
let
away
you
from-
have.
Okay, I was gonna steal it away from
Flowers,
Caitlin.
Really? She's
Yeah.
your go-to?
I would think so. For some reason, I don't know what it is. It's like
I
I'm
respect
attracted
that.
to that. I don't
Wait.
know.
Who?
Ramona Flowers from
Oh,
South
my
Park.
bad.
Who?
Like that type of person, like the carefree. Somehow I'm attracted to that. So
I really like Emma Watson's character in Perks of being a wallflower because she's very knowledgeable but still wants to love. Like she's very independent but still wants to depend on somebody.
Mm.
Plus, it's Emma Watson. Like, come on.
I don't have a movie crush I can think of, so I'm gonna
not a person like a character's
like a character from a movie that
like
I
a
like.
character who's that you would like that.
I don't know.
You're attracted to that person, like their personality and their
I can't-
appearance if you want to.
I
but-
didn't think of anyone beforehand. I can't think of anyone right now.
really.
I can't.
I think if I see the movie, maybe, but I honestly don't know.
I don't have anyone at the top of my head.
I mean,
wanna
like
say.
movie actress, like crush wise, Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
I like the girls.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair.
No, but-
Yeah, I think just to go back on, like, to kind of like bring everything back together. Relationships are a tricky thing, no matter what. It
Sustaining.
just depends. Yeah, it just depends on the kind of person you want to be and what you want out of it. Like, don't take advantage of anybody. You know, just don't use
Yeah.
somebody for sex.
Don't be a horrible person, please.
Yeah, don't.
Don't be a hoe.
Like, you know, just be a good person.
I think people don't think. I think people date for the wrong reasons, and
Yeah, especially now. Yeah.
well, that, and I just think people aren't honest enough with what they want in
That's very
someone.
true.
And they act a little too much on their desires rather than
Impulsiveness
thinking things
is bad. I mean, it can be good, but you got to.
yeah, spur of the moment things can be really good depending on it, but if it's like you always do that and kind of try to get certain things out of people, that's not a good way to go about it.
It's easy to play the game.
All right.
No, but I think that kind of wraps up pretty much everything here.
Actually, I just thought of something now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So what you were saying about that? Do you think like romance movies like that, like kind of put that thought into everybody's mind?
Oh,
I think a little bit, yeah.
yeah, for
like
sure.
just, like you have to like do everything quick.
I think
it's-
so, because a movie is so short, like such a condensed period
Yeah.
of time, that when people see it and they're like, wow, I want a love like that. I want something where I go from this to this and I end up happy
Yeah.
with Prince Charming, or, you know,
Well-
through flaws. But I don't know. Yeah, I think movies do that.
And one of my favorite movies of all time. I know I talked about movies earlier and I kept this one out, but since it Luis brings this up, like, yeah, movies are short. They can't really do a good timeline for a full relationship, but 500 Days of Summer does a damn good job.
It's a goodie.
That. Yeah.
It's a goodie and a
because
half.
They'll jump from different dates. Like, before the scene, they'll show, like, what day number it is. And show, like, oh, they're happy on day 46, but it's day 400 and they're on the verge of breaking up. You know, and it shows how people change throughout the course of a relationship. Because you can see someone, and by your desires and your lust for them is what brings you guys together. But then you start to learn about each other as a person. Because there's two very, very brilliant scenes in the movie where Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, it's just voiceover and they're just showing clips of Summer. And in the first time they show the scene, he's talking about all these things he loves about her, like the way she smiles, her bony knees, stuff like that. But then later in the movie, they replay all of that, but he's talking about how much he fucking hates it. And it's brilliant, just showing the difference between that. I love that movie, and it's highly recommended again.
I recommend it. It's good.
Yeah. But at this point, I think we should wrap it up.
You think so?
Yeah, I think this is a good point to just kind of wanting to shorten.
I think we talked
these
about
episodes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, we talked?
We pretty much got to like the major points in like Valentine's Day and like
Yeah.
what it all means.
Hallmark, holiday, bad.
Yeah, capitalism.
Unless you're in a relationship, then yippee for you.
Good for you, yeah.
Good for you.
Enjoy your loved ones if you are in a
If you're going on a
relationship.
date, have fun.
Yeah, if you're single and you're gonna be home, like I'm probably going to be, you know, don't fret. It'll come soon enough.
Yeah.
If you're listening still, give us some movie suggestions to watch as well. Some more sadder good ones. That'd be
whatever
cool.
your favorite romantic movies are.
My Valentine's Day
Just
plans are to get drunk and watch rom-coms, so please.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a good point to.
We'll be back next week with Jeff Bezos. And this
Yeah.
has been 20 Nothings. Thanks for listening.
We apologize to not get Elon Musk here for a Valentine's Day episode, but it will happen.
He'll be here.
I slid in his DMs.
All right. Bye.